What is going on, guys? Dragon Blade here, back with some more Elder Scrolls Legends, and today we're going to start by talking about the monthly card for May. I guess we're in May right now. I have no idea what's going on. So let's open this thing up. First of all, I really like the art of this. The card is Protector of the Main. I'll have a copy of the picture somewhere on the side when I edit the video together, but for now, we're going to look at it on the screen over here. Card is Protector of the Main. It is a monk exclusive, so another dual attribute monthly card, which is pretty cool. 5 cost Khajiit, 4 attack, 4 defense. So slightly undercosted body-wise, but the most important thing about this card has both drain and guards. Just those two things alone kind of make it worth the cost compared to the body. Drain creatures, there's not a ton, and it's an incredibly powerful effect. And then guard on top of it's pretty good. There's protector traits, and basically in monk your options for guard creatures are Black Sap Protector, High Defender. There's some competition for good guard creatures, but not so many guard creatures that also have a little bit of offense on their side plus drain utility. And on top of that, when you look at the effect, whenever you gain health, Protector of the Main gains +1/+1. So what does that mean? It's not just whenever Protector of the Main drains. Even that would be a pretty good effect, but it's not just that. So if you play Protector of the Main and you can Healing Potion, use your other drain creatures, drop a Protector of the Hour, and some of those cards are even Prophecy cards, all of those cards give Protector of the Main +1/+1. So by itself, we're going to go through some of those cards in a minute, but by itself, the card is, I think, very, very powerful. And on top of that, one of the other things that I don't think being thought about very much with this card is, since it's so strong, and it's a 5-drop, you play Protector of the Main, even if you can't buff it, your opponent's going to want to remove it. And being a 5-cost card that your opponent's going to try desperately to remove, there's a 6-cost card that is played in very similar decks that usually was the one eating up this removal, and that's Quinral Burglar. Typically, that was a 6-cost card that dies to Lightning Bolt, whereas Protector of the Main is a 5-cost that dies to Lightning Bolt. But if Protector of the Main is eating up those Javelins, those Lightning Bolts, whatever other removal, that means that there's less removal for the turn 6 play when you're dropping Quinral Burglar. And on top of that, if you get a swing off with that Burglar, you're not only getting +4/+4 and drain onto that Burglar, you're also buffing the Protector of the Main. So I'm incredibly excited about this card. So let's start looking at some of the cards that we can use with these two cards. We're going to start in neutral first. Then we're going to go, well, do I have a monk deck I can select for now? Just to actually look at the cards? Yes, I can. So we're going to start with neutral cards and see what kind of synergies we have here. As of right here, nothing on page 1. We're going to go through incredibly slowly and really try and take a look at all of the different synergies that exist for this card. Flesh Sculpture, I guess you could say as a stretch, could transform your hand into healing effects, but that's not something that's reliable whatsoever. Mundus Stone could be interesting for trying to proc some drains on cards that otherwise don't have it. That's about it for this page, although I see a lot of Mundus Stone, and obviously you have a chance of getting drain at all times with that. Illusory Mimic could be a way to get drain from other cards in your deck that have drain. Drain being the most common and easy way to gain health, I guess, from these cards. So something like Illusory Mimic could work for getting more drain into your deck. And then here we have Dark Harvester. While being incredibly overcosted, you get a Prophecy ability to gain health. So if your opponent attacks face in the opposite lane or uses Lightning Bolt damage or something like that, any kind of effect damage to damage your face while the Protector of the Main is on the field, and you get this Dark Harvester, you're going to get to play Dark Harvester, gain health, get a guard from a Prophecy, and give Protector of the Main +1/+1. So I don't have a Nasi at the moment, but a Nasi can steal drain from something else. Then you also have Master of Thieves, where if you have something like that Quinral Burglar, you can attack twice with Master of Thieves and basically get that +2/+2 instead of +1/+1. So now we're going to go into some of the more actual synergies. We have Chandal Sapper, which is a 1-cost drain creature, which again, you're going to want as many drains as possible if you're going to play a deck like this, which is kind of what I'm planning on trying as soon as this new card comes out next month. I want to kind of try and make Life Gain Monk a thing. I don't know if it's going to be a thing, but we're going to give it a shot. It'd be kind of like a partial Pilfer, but mostly Life Gain Monk kind of thing. So you got the Sapper with Drain, which is a good way, good early cost card in general, and good way to get some Drain to buff the Protector when he pops off. These things for draw. This does not count as health, unfortunately, but you have your Prophecy Healing Potion and the Broom of Profiteer. This is one of the combos I saw on Reddit, which is a very excellent idea. If you drop your Broom of Profiteer, or if he survives from the early game, when you get to turn 5 and you drop your Protector of the Main, you're going to gain 1 health because of Broom of Profiteer, and he's going to get an instant +1/+1 just for playing the creature. And obviously you have your Healing Potion, which is a decent card in general, not as great as it used to be after it got nerfed to a 2 cost, but you still have your Prophecy Heal that will buff the Protector in general. Then you have your Priest of the Moons, more Prophecy Heal. I'd probably think about running these over Healing Potion in that deck, or even possibly both of them. I don't know what I'm really thinking of running with it yet, but you got Prophecy Body with a little bit of health, always good to have. And then Ravenous Hunger, which can gain Drain. I don't think I'm going to run it in the health gain monk deck, but it's a decent card for health drain. You know, Drain Synergy is what you're going for here. Here we have Dawnstar Healer, where if you are on the offensive side of things and you're popping your opponent's runes, you're going to gain health, which is also going to go, again, like I said, buff the Protector. And that's basically what, I don't want to say Protector is going to be the win condition. The main strategy of the deck that I'm planning is going to be basically gaining as much health as possible, making your opponent have to do way more damage than they were planning on. So this is a great card for doing that. And then Penitus Oculatus Agent can steal Drain from either your opponent's creatures or steal it from your own creatures and allow you to drain even more so. Let's keep going on through these colors. Orden Paladin gains Drain when you use an action, and Two Moons Contemplation on this page are both good options for a 3 cost. If you don't take damage, you'll wind up summoning 2 of those Priests of the Moons, which will give your Protector of the Main +2/+2, and you'll heal 4 health and wind up with 2 bodies. So I'm probably going to run one of these, or a couple of these in there. Orden Paladin, a little bit tougher synergy because you're not going to be running as many actions, I think, in that deck. But again, Drain. Drain is buffs. Buff is Drain. Drain is buff. From these cards, not a ton there. Probably want to run Black Dragon in one of those decks just because of it being a great card, but it doesn't have any specific synergy with Protector of the Main. This guy right here, though, Prophecy Guard. Again, Prophecy cards are always excellent. And another Prophecy card that gains you health, which, again, buffs the Protector. There's a lot of little synergy here. I don't know if it's going to come together into a cohesive, viable deck, but I think there's enough there to make it fun. So I think that's enough to really try it. Then you have the Renowned Legate, which isn't a great card in general, but it summons and gives you a bunch of health back, and then again we'll buff the thing in the end, but not as great of an option. So now looking at this, there's another thing that I was actually thinking about. Trying to run a market Protector of the Main deck, which is probably what I might be trying for. More of a market deck, throw some of these 0 cost actions or 0 cost cards in there, and every time market pops off, your Protector will gain +1/+1, so that's pretty fantastic. So all of these cards have synergy with market in that regard. No direct synergy though, although Voracious Spriggan is an excellent 1-drop in any kind of health gain deck. So definitely be looking to see that in the Protector deck when all goes down. This is, I think, going to be a fantastic card. It's already an okay card. It doesn't see a ton of play. But if you play this on your Protector, it's going to get +2/+2. Or playing that on a creature and then healing, you're going to wind up getting this back. So basically, if you're going to be trying to gain health all the time to buff your Protector, you'll keep getting Leaf Order Blessing back, which allows you to keep getting, like I said, more buffs, more heals, more buffs. They play off each other. And then Astrid can grab you some contracts to play into that market strategy. So I'm actually getting really excited to try and play this deck now that I'm thinking about it. You have Giant Bats for charge and drain. There's so many like little synergies here. I don't know if it can come together into a deck, but possibly. Some kind of life gain market deck, I think, is what we're going to go for. House Kinsman, decent card. Going to probably pop more runes of your opponent than you're really going to want to do right away. but it's still health gain, and it's still a powerful card. Sorry about that. I don't know why my sound does that sometimes. Swift Strike can allow your drained creatures to attack multiple times. Here's the market that I really want to try and focus on. Any zero-cost card heals you, so it's going to buff things, get Leaf Order Blessing back, do all kinds of crazy, awesome things. And then Thievery, just a cheap action that allows you to gain some health as well. Scrolling through here, no direct synergies here. This is a card that I immediately thought of when I saw the Protector of the Main. Whenever you gain health, Green Touch Spriggan gains that much power. So if you have an entire deck focused around gaining health in whatever way is possible, this card can get incredibly powerful incredibly quickly, and in conjunction with the Protector of the Main. So your opponent's not likely to have enough removal to deal with all these cards unless they're running yellow and they have Dawn's Wrath or Immolating Blast or something like that. They're not going to have enough removal to deal with all these threats. So that's something I'm super interested in. And again, I mentioned that Quinral Burglar. I don't have a full set of them, unfortunately. But a card that can easily get out of hand and now has some aid in getting out of hand when you remove the rest of the opponent's removal. Also, Snake-Tooth Necklace is a fantastic little buff. Because, like I said, you're going to grant Drain, and it's just for a turn, but it's going to allow you to gain more health back and buff the Protector at the same time. So Snake-Tooth Necklace could be seeing a little bit of a resurgence. Cards here, you're not going to probably see too many of them. Ransack could be a prophecy that you throw in there. Not a great idea, but you could toss it in there to basically have some more prophecy health gain. I might play around with it, although I'm not really feeling it. Smuggler's Hall is very good, plays into the market synergy we're going to think of. And then Eclipse Baroness can reduce some of your more expensive cards. But those are most of the synergies that are really existing with the deck. I really want to play around with it. I feel like there's a lot there that isn't quite explored in a really deck-building space yet. Apart from a Life Gain Monk deck, I could see this card helping Control Monk out a lot. I think that's what most people on Reddit were excited about. Control Monk is already one of the most powerful decks in the game, so getting such a powerful card like this is going to take what is probably in the running for best deck, if not the best deck, and give it another incredibly powerful tool to kind of be able to work around some of its other cards. The only difference is some of the people on Reddit I saw discussing comparing it to not having to run Knight of the Hour. The only issue with that is being a control deck, Control Monk's not going to want to swing, and obviously Protector of the Main is going to have to swing in order to have that health gain. Not always so bad when it comes to trades, but yeah, it's not always going to want to swing. If face is the only option, you're not going to want to swing with that, but still, it's an incredibly powerful card. I think Control Monk can finally really do some good things with it, but I think there's going to be probably some other type of deck that really shines the most when it comes to Protector of the Main. But after last week's card, where is it? Char's Breeding Pit, which, while it's a cool card, it was not underwhelming, but not as awesome as Protector of the Main, I think, in my opinion, wound up being. This is still a decent card, but I think Protector of the Main could wind up being a really, really solid card, kind of in the vein of how Sower of Revenge was a really solid card. So I think they're doing a great job adding these new dual attribute cards to the game, and I'm really excited to get Protector of the Main in my hands and kind of try and play with it a little bit. I don't know why my speakers keep making that sound. But that's kind of all the thoughts I had on these cards and some of the possible synergies that exist. If you guys have any combos that I may have missed, definitely leave them down below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think of the card so far, if you're as excited about it as I am. And if you guys have interest in seeing that Life Gain Market Monk deck that I was talking about. But yeah, that's going to be it for now, guys. As always, thank you all very, very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.